This morning, we add a new element to a series of conversations about babies and breast milk with Dr. Lindsay Moore from Indianapolis Moms. Thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me. You can't get rid of me.
No, we wouldn't, because you teach us something new every time you visit. Today, I guess broadly, the heading would be making sure pumping goes well. And
Exactly.
This would be for all moms, whether this is the main and only option for them, or if it's something they use to augment the natural.
Absolutely. Whether it's because they have to go back to work, they're separated from baby due to illness, or this turns out to be their preferred or only way of doing things.
So that whether they're in this right now learning, or maybe even better yet planning ahead a little bit, let's go through some of the tips you've come up with. One is something that really seems to apply to all areas of life. Make sure things fit.
It's amazing how few people really understand that you can have different fits for a pump. Doctors often haven't been taught it either. We don't always get taught how to use a basic breast pump, even though it's a piece of medical equipment. Right? We should know how. We don't. So the basic thing is, it should be comfortable. There are all kinds of sizes of nipples. There's different sort of stretchiness and things like that. And basically, you need to know your size. You can't just look at it when you're not pumping, though. Somebody who knows what they're doing, especially if it's uncomfortable at all, needs to see you quickly to assess the way the nipple moves and shapes during the pumping session.
Can things change then?
They can. So especially early on, you sometimes have some swelling in the early weeks. So you may change sizes after that. And at different times during nursing, it can change as well. Sometimes I see someone who's had so much damage done quickly by a pump that we can't get them to the right size right away. We have to go to like an interim step, and then we work our way towards it because it's just too painful.
You mentioned the damage. Suction levels are key in that as well.
Absolutely. So one of the other mistakes I see, common understandable mistakes, is people think that if I just turn the suction up, then it's going to get more milk faster. To a point, yes, but there's a sweet spot, and if you go above that, then it can cause damage, and it can actually cause you to get less milk out. So basically what I tell people is, turn your pump up slowly. When you hit the point where it feels a little bit pinchy, just a touch, no heroes here, we're not in labor, just a little pinchy, turn it down one. It should not pinch. And if you're watching your significant other and wondering if it's pinching, if they're like, I can take it, no. We don't take it. It should be comfortable.
So that can be the dad role in this.
That's exactly it.
Be their advocate for themselves when they're trying to do too much.
I often say, when she has this face, this is what you're going to say. Just and don't. You're not the one in charge. Dr. Moore said. It's all me.
Good. As long as we can put it on you.
That's exactly right.
Timing for a typical pumping session?
So it's going to vary depending on the person and your goals, right? Are you trying to get all the milk out? There's never, but as much as you can out, or are you trying to just get a little extra to build your supply? But the biggest mistake I often see is people pumping too long. Again, thinking the more, the better. Really, if you're not getting the majority of a milk, like a feed amount, out in 15 to 20 minutes, I'm concerned something else may be happening. So I want to take a look at things and figure out if we need to change anything or if this is appropriate. Even if you're wanting more milk, we don't want to just pump. And we also don't want to do, I don't use power pumping almost ever. That is a very, sometimes it's very detailed, but a start, stop for 10 minutes, pump for 10 minutes, stop for 10. There's all these variations. That I know why.
You're not a fan.
I know why it supposedly works. It doesn't help that much, and it causes a lot of swelling and inflammation. We don't do it.
So whether we talk about flange sizes or sort of learning the way equipment, maybe a tube goes wonky. You got the thought, and I think it's a good one. Don't wait until the crisis is happening to deal with this. Have your resources lined up ahead of time if you can, starting with the basic help, and then ideally someone who does breastfeeding medicine, like me or someone else who can take over if it's not quickly getting better. Because sometimes it's complicated, and I mean, one bad pumping session and nipples can get pretty torn up, and you have to keep using them. If you're nursing or pumping. Can't take a time out.
We've got to really take it seriously.
All right. Well, again, we appreciate the time you've taken for us today. You can find her advice columns from many of the moms in Indianapolis Moms as well on their experiences with breastfeeding, with pumping, and all of that. So there you go. And dads, you know your role now too. 9:27, 45 degrees. Lena?
Scott, thank you.